Hi everyone and welcome to Mental Health Mondays with yours truly. This is the first episode, if you want to call it that, of Mental Health Mondays, which is something that I am now going to be doing every Monday for I'm not sure how long. Just, you know, we're going to see how it goes. We're going to see if you guys enjoy it. We're going to see if it works, just all that kind of stuff. But yeah, welcome to Mental Health Mondays. So Mental Health Mondays is going to be a video every single Monday, obviously, on my YouTube. I asked you guys on Instagram whether you wanted these videos, or this video, on YouTube or Instagram, and it was literally like 60% YouTube, 40% Instagram. So I am sorry to those people who wanted it on Instagram, but I just went by the majority, which was YouTube. I'm going to do a quick introduction into what Mental Health Mondays is going to be, what it's going to be about, what we're going to talk about, that kind of stuff. And if you followed me for a while on Instagram, you will know that I am extremely open about mental health, and I'd say, like, it sounds so cringe, but one of my purposes in life, I do feel like, is to help people with mental health in ways by kind of relating to you guys and sharing my experiences and stuff like that. And I feel like I have a lot to give, and I'm going to say this in every single video because I just want to reiterate it and just make it clear. I am not a professional. I have not had any training in mental health, nothing like that. I really am not like a professional mental health worker or anything like that. I literally am just going to be sharing some tips with you that I've learned along the way, because it's something that I have had and I have battled with since a child. So trust me when I say, I feel like even though I'm not professional, I know what I'm talking about with my experiences and stuff like that. And obviously, if you are genuinely concerned about either your own mental health or somebody's mental health that you know, then please do seek professional advice, because I am not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, nothing like that. I'm just literally sharing my experiences and what I've learned along the way. And I hope that these videos can be a little bit relatable for you guys, or, you know, it can just educate you a bit more. I'm going to keep saying it, but I really do mean it. I'm not a professional, so I'm not trying to educate you. I'm just literally sharing my experiences, and that is that. But I just hope that it's something that you guys can watch if you're feeling a little bit low, or if you're struggling with how to deal with something. Then sometimes it's nice hearing it from someone who's like a stranger and who you don't know, so they can't judge you and stuff like that, and you can just hopefully take a few tips from me. So this is your first time watching me, hello, my name is Chia and I'm 23 years old, and I post videos every Wednesday and Sunday on YouTube, and obviously now on Mondays for Mental Health Mondays. But like I said, I'm not sure how long I'm going to do this for, but I will just do it for as long as I feel like I need to, and I'm going to see what you guys kind of think about it and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, it's for you guys. So episode 1, which is obviously this week, I'm just going to do a really quick introduction on the sort of thing that I'm going to be talking about in these videos, and then I will get into this actual episode. So I did put on my Instagram, what would you guys want me to talk about in a video, because I originally said I'd just do one video of like my tips and stuff like that, but the response I got was crazy, and there was so much that you guys wanted me to cover that I was like, I can't really fit this into one video because I would be here for hours and there's so much to say. But I'm going to try and make it as snappy as I can, but still be in detail, because I don't want to drag it out for you guys, but I just wanted to make it as useful as possible. So I'm going to read out the sort of things that I'm going to be talking about in these videos, and obviously this may be a trigger to some people, and if you feel like this sort of thing would trigger you, please just click off the video, literally just exit and don't watch it if you feel like it's going to be a trigger for you or anything like that. I really don't want that at all. And obviously, if you really are struggling desperately, please seek medical advice. And I'm always going to be putting in the description box some resources for you guys, like professional ones, and also as many helplines as I can find. So obviously, if you are desperately needing help, please check out the description box, because I will leave as much as I can down there for you. I had a look on my Instagram question box that I did, and I've made a note on my laptop of things that were said the most. A couple of things were said that I thought that's really important to talk about and stuff like that. So these are the topics that I'm going to cover, but I'm going to kind of put them into I don't know, like subjects almost for a video. So the sort of things that you guys wanted me to talk about, I'll just read this list because it's quite long. So there is dark thoughts and bringing yourself out of the dark thoughts, mental health during COVID, general anxiety, health anxiety, social anxiety, confidence and feeling good in yourself and like self-love and care and stuff like that, motivation, positivity, my own experiences and struggles. A lot of you guys wanted to know like what I've been through and stuff like that, so I will be briefly covering that. Stress, so it could be like money stress, career, relationships, that sort of thing, toxic people in your life and negativity, voices in your head and how to calm them. That was quite a common one. Not wanting to burden others, low moods and how to get out of them. This next one, I didn't actually expect anyone to say, but it is something that is very close to my heart and I really do think it's quite important, is normalising that people feel suicidal. It's a taboo subject because it's scary and people don't know what to do or how to deal with it, so I'll be covering that. Trying to get people who don't suffer to understand was again a really common one. Finding a light at the end of a tunnel, sleep and like insomnia, I'm your girl for that. Mental health in relationships, my opinion on antidepressants and like experiences and stuff like that, what not to do, so like drinking and that, and how to find like other resources of coping. And I'm just going to say it again, I'm not a professional, this will literally just be my opinions and just trying to give my best advice as I can, but I'm not a professional, so please do not take this as professional advice. Please seek someone who's actually trained in this if you really need to. How to deal with people who say you have no reason to be depressed and that you should just get on with it, and people not understanding that mental health is a real thing. So they're the topics that you guys wanted me to talk about and to cover in this little series of mine. There were some topics that were said so many times, like real common ones were health anxiety, which I know is a big one. During COVID, obviously, a lot of dark thoughts. And one of the main ones was trying to make people who don't, not make them, but trying to get people who don't deal with it to understand so that they can help you. And because mental health is one of those things, and I will cover this in one of the episodes like properly and in detail, but it is one of those things that people, if you haven't been through it, it is really hard to understand. And that doesn't mean you're a bad person, it just means you've not been through it, so you don't really understand it, which is completely fine. But I know that people who do struggle find that hard to deal with, so we can talk about that. The number one most requested topic was general anxiety and just like anxiety. So this episode is going to be all about anxiety. There are obviously so many forms of anxiety, and you've got like social anxiety, general anxiety, health anxiety, that kind of thing. Like there's so many. This week I'm going to talk about just kind of general anxiety because I feel like this was an important place to start and quite a good place to start because it's something that's probably the majority of people are struggling with at the moment, just because obviously with the pandemic and stuff like that. So in this episode I'm going to be sharing with you my tips on anxiety and how I deal with it, and also panic attacks were a big one. I think a lot of people struggle with panic attacks and anxiety attacks. So I'm going to be covering that, and then obviously each week, so each Monday, I'll be covering a different topic, and I will be doing one on health anxiety because there were literally so many people that said I struggle with health anxiety and always thinking something's wrong with you and stuff like that, and I think that is something that I've dealt with as well, so I am going to do a full episode on that. I don't know when, it'll be like in the next few weeks. I might try and plan out what I'm going to talk about each week and let you guys know so you know when it's coming. But obviously if I'm not covering a topic yet that you want me to talk about and you're like, oh, I really want to talk about this, please just like DM me if you need to talk to someone. Like my DMs are always open. I'm pretty good at replying, but sometimes I do miss them, but just send me another one. Say, Chia, can you please reply, because you've not replied to my message and it's rude. So I will then reply to you because sometimes I just don't see it and it gets missed. Like I said, this week is going to be all about general anxiety, which I feel like anxiety is like a big umbrella, then you've got loads of things underneath it like social, health, relationship, that sort of thing. But I'm just going to cover like the general part, and then in other weeks we can go more into detail on certain types of anxiety. I'm going to start off with my tips for anxiety. I will talk about panic attacks later in the video, but I'm just going to start off with just like general anxiety tips. I'll start off with actual like physical things that help me with anxiety, and I have some bits here. So obviously you probably know of like oils and stuff like that with anxiety, but if you do struggle, please be open-minded to try new things, because you never know what could help you. It literally could be anything. This is something that was actually recommended to me a while ago from my friend Monica. Hi Monica, if you're watching. And it is Bark Rescue Remedy, and this is for comfort and reassurance, and it's basically just like a little oil that comes in this bottle. You get 20 mils. I'm going to link everything below for you, but you literally, when you feel like a bit like anxious and I'm starting to panic, I feel a bit sort of on edge, literally just put a couple of drops from the pipette onto your tongue, and it does just calm you down. It doesn't have the greatest taste, I'll be honest, but it does actually really work to calm you down. And I always have this in my bag, not just me, but say if I was with like a friend and they're like, oh my god, I'm really panicky, I'd be like, have some of this. It's all natural. It's just like a flower remedy, so it's completely natural, and this is a huge recommendation from me. Another similar one is CBD oil. I don't actually have any to hand, but CBD oil is really good for like anxiety and stuff like that, and it's pretty much really similar to this. It's just CBD oil. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Next we have lavender oil. Now lavender oil I do use more for sleep, and I'm going to do an episode on sleep and insomnia, because that's like a massive thing that I've struggled with, that I've really kind of learned. So that'll be kind of more covered in this, but this is for if you are anxious when you're sleeping and stuff like that, and you need something just to relax you. I put this on my pillow pretty much every single night, and it relaxes me completely. It's really cheap, just from like Amazon or Holland & Barrett or Boots, just pure lavender oil. I've tried sleep sprays and stuff like that. Personally, I don't think they work. Well, that's just my opinion, but I do prefer just the normal pure lavender oil, so I really recommend this for like sleep and sleep anxiety. Now on to a personal favourite of mine, which is rose oil. Now I give this tip out a lot for rose oil. What I do is I carry this with me in my bag wherever I am. It's always like in my handbag with my rescue remedy, but I do prefer it to the rescue remedy just because it's just, I don't know, I find it more calming. But rose is actually really calming, and what I do is just get a tissue, so get a bit of toilet roll, whatever you can get, and then just put a few drops on it and just like sniff it. You might get some funny looks, but who cares, because if it helps you, that is all that matters. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Just do whatever you need to calm yourself. But this is literally amazing. So I just sniff it when I'm out. If I feel a bit anxious, I feel a bit like, you only feel like you've got a panic attack coming on, I will get my rose oil, sniff it, and it just calms me down. It's obviously completely all natural, and it just is amazing. So I highly recommend rose oil. And then this is one that will not be for everyone. Not everyone obviously believes in stuff like this, but if you believe in like crystals and stones, which I do, I'm one of those weirdos, you want to try tiger eye. So you can get tiger eye obviously in a bracelet, get it in a little stone, you can get it in like a bit of string with one on it to put around your wrist, which is a bit more discreet than this. But this is my tiger eye bracelet, and this is literally one of those things that when I'm really anxious I put it on. And like I said, I know a lot of people don't believe in stuff like this, but I do, and it does help me. Whether it's just like a mind thing, it doesn't matter, it helps me. So I put it on, I literally just put it on my wrist when I feel anxious, and when I'm asleep I don't wear it. I put it underneath my pillow, and yeah, just my little tiger eye bracelet. But you can get these anywhere off the internet really. Just make sure obviously that it's real tiger eye. I'll try and link one down below that's as cheap as possible. I can't remember actually how much this is. It's not really expensive, but I will link the cheapest one that I can find in the description box. But I would highly recommend tiger eye, especially if you're into crystals and stuff like that and stones, then you will love this. I literally love it so much, and I just hold it and I feel okay. And then a huge tip that I literally try to tell anybody who comes to me about anxiety stuff is a freezing cold glass of water. Now you should do this every morning when you wake up. As soon as you get out of bed, go to the kitchen, don't brush your teeth, don't do anything, just go to the kitchen, pour yourself a cold glass of water and just down it, because there's something about the freezing cold water that just calms you, and I literally swear by it. And not just in the morning, but when you start to feel panicky, just go and get yourself a cold glass of water and just drink I don't know, like that much, just whatever, just drink a big glass of water that's really cold, as cold as you can, and it just helps to just, you know, reset you and just make you a bit calmer, because it really does work, especially when I'm having like a really bad panic attack, or I can feel a panic attack coming on, or if I wake up feeling a bit anxious or low, I'll just go and get a big cold glass of water. So I would highly recommend that. Now I'm going to share with you some like things that help with anxiety. So I've got a list on my computer. I'm going to read it off because I've got quite a few. One of them is obviously reading. So reading is really calming, and if you get a nice book, I'll put a book recommendation down below of one that I really like, and it just makes you feel calm. It kind of takes your mind off of everything and just gets you involved in the book. So I definitely recommend reading. You can do meditation. That's something that I do daily. You can do it at night, in the morning, in the middle of the day, whatever you want. There's plenty on YouTube, and like I said, I will link some below for you. You can do some yoga, so just 15 minutes of yoga. Put on some relaxing music, or put on a like a beginner yoga tutorial or something on YouTube that you can follow along to. You can go for a 15-minute walk. I find that fresh air really helps with anxiety, and it's something that I do when I feel a bit low. I think, oh right, I'm going to go for a nice walk. I drag Charlie with me, he comes on my walk, and we just have a walk, and you feel so much better. The Calm app is really good. It has like calming sort of talk throughs. You can use that. You can put on a nice film. So I always have my go-to film for when I feel anxious, and it is Daddy's Home 2, and it is a Christmas film. But if you follow me for a while, you know how much I love Christmas, and it is just my favourite film ever, and it makes me feel so good. Even if it's like, I don't know, May and I feel anxious, I'll put that film on and it will help just to calm me down. Or obviously you can put on your favourite TV programme or anything like that. You can listen to music. Music is a big part of my life, and that helps me a lot. Just basically do anything that's going to make you happy. And even though it's not like a long-term thing, if you're feeling a little bit anxious, it can just give you a little bit of a pick-me-up. So definitely do that. This next one's really random, but I actually think, well, I've spoken to another couple of people before who have agreed that this does help them as well, which is so funny. But putting on like live TV or the radio. So if it's the morning and I feel a bit anxious, I'll put on This Morning on ITV with Phil and Holly, or Eamon and Ruth, whoever's on. I just love that show because it makes me feel so much less anxious and stressed, and it's something about knowing that it's live and that those people are doing that right now that just makes me feel okay. It just comforts me so much. I can't explain it, just try it out, because it really does help just having that live TV on. And the same with radio. I'll listen to Capital Breakfast if it's the morning and I'm not like at my TV. I'll just listen to Capital Breakfast because it just makes me feel calm. I really can't explain why it works, it just does. Just knowing that it's live, those people are living, breathing, they're okay, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm with them, so I don't feel as lonely. It sounds so silly, but yeah. Writing down your thoughts is a huge one, and that is one that I've always done, and I really do believe that writing it down does just get it from all here onto a bit of paper, even just like a little bit. It might just help the tiniest bit, but just do as much as you can to help yourself when you're struggling. Like, don't sit there and struggle. Try your hardest and just, you know, do things that make you happy and that make you feel at ease. It could literally be as simple as just writing on a bit of paper or on your phone, I feel really anxious today, or this is why I feel anxious, or just anything like that. Just get your thoughts out onto a bit of paper or onto your phone so you can look at them, and it's sometimes easier to deal with them when they're in front of you rather than when it's all up in your head, because it can just get too much. This is like a silly one, but it's not silly at the same time. I do it. Is if you feel a bit anxious or low, look at pictures of like cute dogs or cute videos of animals and stuff like that, because animals bring a lot of joy to people and they do just help to like lift your spirits. I do actually have a highlight on my Instagram of some of my followers who sent in pictures of their like dogs or cats or horses or whatever, and it's really cute. So if you want to go and have a look at that, go and have a look. It's called If You're Sad, and there's just cute pictures of dogs and cats. So if you want to go and have a look at that, if you're feeling a bit low, go and do that. It definitely helps me. I sometimes just sit there watching it because it's so cute. This is a really important one, and it is calling someone or reaching out if you need help. Do not ever be ashamed if you are struggling. Like, please do not ever think that it's something to be embarrassed about, something you should hide. It really isn't. I think you'd be surprised as well how many people will understand, because sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to sound like crazy, or I don't want to sound stupid. You trust me, you don't. Like, there obviously are people who don't see it as a real thing, but there are so many people, including myself, who understand and who get it, and nothing is stupid. Like, trust me, nothing could ever shock me. So if you want to talk to someone, talk to me, talk to your friends, your family, just reach out to whoever you need to talk to. And it could be a complete stranger, and I will always leave helplines and stuff like that down below if you want to talk to someone completely like away from your circle. That is fine as well. Sometimes it is easier to talk to a stranger, and you know, just let them know, I'm feeling a little bit anxious today, just need someone to talk to or to make me laugh, or just someone to tell that I'm feeling anxious. And they could be really helpful. They could just say, oh, I hope you're okay, I'm here if you need me. Just having someone there just gives you that little bit of security, just to kind of, you know, give you a boost. And if you feel like you have absolutely no one to do that to, you're lying, because you have me, because I will never judge. Please just message me. Honestly, like, if I can help you with this, I would honestly be honoured to. So yeah, you are never on your own, I promise you. That then leads me on to counselling, which is something that I've had a lot of times before. I've had anxiety counselling, I've had it for depression, I've had it for my OCD. I've literally had like so much counselling in my time, and it has sometimes helped, sometimes not, but I feel like you'll never know till you give it a try. Obviously you can pay for private counselling, or you can go through the NHS and do it that way, which does take a little bit longer, but it is completely free, and we are lucky enough to have that as a resource in this country. Obviously I don't know about other countries, but there's always helplines and stuff. But if you feel like counselling and therapy will be something that would really benefit you, I would definitely look into it. You don't have to tell anyone that you're doing it if you don't want to, or you can go and talk to your mum, your dad, your brother, your dog, whoever. For you, if you don't want to have to tell anyone that you're going to counselling or whatever, you don't have to tell anyone, but it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I've done it so many times. I've recently finished a 10-week course of therapy, and that really helped me. I've had therapy that hasn't helped me in the past. I just think, you know, I'm not clicking with this person, and that's fine. Just try something new. Don't ever give up, because you don't know how much this could actually help you. But obviously it doesn't work for everybody. Like I said, I've had bad counsellors in the past who I really just didn't click with, and I didn't feel comfortable around. You can have it over the phone, you can have it over email, have it face to face. Obviously it's difficult with coronavirus, but you know, once all this calms down, you can do that. That is an option. Or if you're religious, you could go to your local vicar or church and just say, is there someone here that I can talk to about things? And I know that they can always help you. So yeah, the most important thing is just please don't ever suffer alone. Whether you just talk to a friend or a family member, whether you talk to a professional, you could go to your doctor and just say, look, what do I do? And he'll obviously give you options. You can go to your local like church, synagogue, temple, mosque, wherever you go, and just see if there's anybody that can help you. You can talk to someone on the phone on a helpline, you can email. I know that Samaritans, they can do it by email. I've done that before. Literally, there's just no shame in asking for help. If you need help, there's always going to be somebody out there who wants to help you, and always remember that and keep telling yourself that, because it is so true. This video is getting a little bit long now, but I'm just gonna go through everything else that I've got written down. So, prevention for anxiety. So this can be creating a happy place. So think about your happy place. It can be wherever you want. It can be on the beach in the Maldives. It can be at home with your animals or your TV. It can be in bed. Wherever your happy place is, have that in your mind, and not just, oh, on the beach. Make it detailed. So if you've got like a drink in your hand, if you've got a strawberry daiquiri, if you've got a Coke, if you've got a nice cold glass of water, are you wearing a bikini, are you wearing a tracksuit? Just really have a detailed happy place, and if it helps, write it down or draw it or get a picture of it, and then whenever you feel anxious, have a little look at it and just have that happy place ready for when you are struggling, because it will help you. And then another thing is mantras. Now I have so many mantras. I have the same ones I use every day, and a mantra is basically something that you will repeat to yourself and say to yourself like a main one of mine, and I say it to Charlie all the time, everything will always be okay. So if I'm struggling, if I'm worrying about something, I just say to myself, everything's going to be okay, because it always is. Things always work out for the best, and you'll always be able to get through things and get through to the other side. So just have them little sayings that you say to yourself. It could be, this will pass. Like, say if you're having a really bad panic attack, just keep saying to yourself, it will pass. You can say it out loud, you can say it in your head, you can write it down, whatever helps. You want to get into a good routine. So a lot of people, they find that routines help them. So it's difficult at the moment because of coronavirus, but do it as good as you can. Even if it's a really small routine that you do in the morning. So like, get up, brush your teeth, have a shower, put a deodorant on, put a bit of moisturiser on, you're good to go. Just little things just to keep you going. It's really, really important. And also, obviously, a good diet. I am a bit of a hypocrite because I'm quite partial to junk food. It is something that I'm working on, but food does affect your mental health, and if you're constantly filling your body with shit, you're going to feel shit, and that's just how it is. And that is a lesson that I really need to learn and to do. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite with that, but I'm working on it, like I said. And regular meals really help, so make sure that you're eating at regular times, or just as close as you can do it. Getting a lot of sleep. Like I said, I will do a whole episode on sleep if that's something you struggle with. Exercise is really good. Again, something that I really need to work on, but I'm just trying to go for walks a lot more now, and I'm finding that it's really helping. Working out your triggers, and if you guys want me to do a video on triggers, we can do that, that's fine, because that does take time. And also be honest with yourself and kind to yourself. Anxiety can cause quite negative thoughts, sometimes quite dark. If you're patient and you're willing to kind of explore things and learn, then in time you will be able to find out what your triggers are. It could be something that happened in the past, it could be something that you don't like doing. That just takes time to work out your triggers, and it will happen. Just be patient and be kind and honest to yourself. Some possible triggers that it could be, obviously if you want me to do a full video on triggers, please let me know, because I'll happily do that. I'll talk about my triggers if that helps you. So triggers that it could be, and it could be absolutely anything, it doesn't mean it's one of these things, these are just quite common ones. So health issues, I know it's a big one. Skipping meals, because obviously then it kind of throws your body off. Financial worries, again a big one. Parties, social and public events, conflict, stress, or obviously you've got personal triggers, which could be something from your past that's happening to you. Obviously that is sort of the thing that you need to talk about with a professional, but you can still always talk to people about it. There's always going to be someone that wants to help you, and like I said, that one does take time, so like traumas and stuff like that, but just give it time and you'll be able to kind of work through that. But that, I would recommend speaking to someone professional if that's something that you want to look into. I'm just going to quickly cover panic attacks, because again that is a really big one that comes under anxiety. Obviously if it's an emergency or if you're extremely worried, please do contact a doctor or an ambulance or whatever you need to do. Just tell someone if you really are like struggling. There's no shame in it. Like I said, someone will always want to help you. But some symptoms that you can get for panic attacks would be difficulty breathing or shortness of breath. That's a huge one. Just general panicking, a fast heart rate or heart palpitations, sweating, that's another one. I sweat when I'm nervous. These are all completely normal, by the way, for panic attacks, so don't feel like embarrassed about it. But fear of dying, that's a big one. Feelings of danger and panic or dread, feel like you're losing control of stuff. Chest pains or tightness sort of in your chest, feeling sick. Tummy pains, sometimes my tummy swells when I'm nervous. I'm like, why is my tummy really sore? And I think, oh, it's because I've been so anxious. So that's another one. Feeling dizzy or lightheaded, so if that ever happens, get yourself a full fat Coke or a fizzy drink or some sweets or something. Just bring your sugar levels back up so you don't pass out, and let someone know as well so that they're aware. Feeling really hot or cold. Numbness, I sometimes feel like my whole body goes numb when I'm panicking. Tummy pains, I've said that one. Difficulty focusing, again a big one. Physical discomfort, like just genuinely not feeling good, like you just feel strange, you can't explain it. Uncontrollable worrying, feeling on edge, and irritability. They are just a few symptoms that you can get with panic attacks, and there are so many more. Obviously everybody's different, everybody deals with things differently, but they are just some ones that were like general things you can do to help panic attacks. So your rose oil, your CBD oil, your rescue remedy. They will calm you down. My favourite, obviously, like I said, is rose oil, but just get whatever you can. Using your mantras, so remembering your mantras. So once you've created them, when you do have your panic attack, go back and think, okay, what are my mantras? Everything is going to be okay. Like, say it to yourself, because it really, really does help. If I'm so stressed or hysterically crying or I don't know what to do, I'm like, Chia, everything is going to be okay. You've done this before, you can do it again. This will pass. Just give it time, you know, take each step as you can and just breathe. Everything will be okay, I promise you. You can go to your happy place, that will help you in a panic attack, but obviously have it detailed, and just close your eyes if you need to and just imagine it or look at the picture or the writing, whatever you need. Breathing techniques, which I will cover in detail at one point, but obviously the correct way to breathe, how I've been taught for like anxiety and stuff, obviously I'm not professional, it's just what I've been taught, is you want to take a deep breath in through your nose and your lower tummy. I'm going to show you what I mean. So obviously this is your lower tummy. When you breathe, you want it to expand. So I'm breathing in, this is me normal, then you breathe in and it expands, and that is just getting oxygen through your body. So you want to breathe in and try not to go like, just kind of breathe it in from low. I've done a lot of singing lessons, so this is where I've learnt this. You want to breathe it in so your tummy expands. If it helps, put your hands on your tummy or like around your back of your sides. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. You want to do quite slow, gentle but deep breaths to calm you. Don't do like quick, like harsh ones, because you just end up losing your breath even more. Just nice and slow. Close your eyes if it helps you. Do whatever you need. Just please breathe. Always, always breathe, and just focus on your breathing. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I'll close my eyes and I'll breathe properly and I'll listen to myself breathing. That's the only thing I'll listen to, is just me breathing. Another thing that helps panic attacks or anxiety attacks is counting from 1 to 5. So you can just count slowly, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it just kind of brings you back. You can do it with your eyes closed, you can do it really slowly. Just count to 5, take your time, do whatever you need, because at the end of the day, this is your health, so look after it, and look after yourself. It's so important, honestly, so important. Just because it's something you can't see, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that it's not important. It is really, really important. So always, always, always look after yourself, or feel like you can't look after yourself, ask for help. If you're really panicking, you can call someone, you can message someone, you know, whatever you need. Just say, oh, I'm really panicking, I don't know what to do, like, I can't breathe, and they'll help you, they'll talk you through it. Just kind of have someone there. One thing that really helps me is to acknowledge that I'm having a panic attack. So I think, I'm just having a panic attack, it's okay, I've done it before. If you've not done it before, that's fine too. Just know that, okay, so this is how I deal with it. I'm just going to accept that it's a panic attack. I'll be okay, it will pass. I'm just having a panic attack and I'll be absolutely fine. I just need to breathe and sort of bring myself back down to feeling calm. If you have had a panic attack before, or even if you know someone who's had a panic attack, speak to them, or just remind yourself, I've done it once, I'll do it again, and I'll do it again and again and again, because I've done it and I know that I'll be okay. Just keep reminding yourself everything will be okay. Like, I'm giving you guys my personal mantra, which is everything will be okay. Use it on your day-to-day, trust me. Even if you're just worried about money, say to yourself, everything will be okay, it will get sorted, don't worry. Which I know is easier than done, but everything will always be okay. Learn to confront your fear, which is something that is like a huge topic. I can't just quickly touch on it, but I will. But it does need a lot of sort of going through. It is learn to confront your fears. And if you would like me to do an episode on this, please let me know, because I'll happily do that. Because if you are facing your fear, for example, say like your fear is going out in public. Like, that's a lot of people's fears, and you're there and you're thinking, oh my god, I can't do it, I'm in a really public place, what do I do? Just say to yourself, I will be okay, everything will be fine, nothing's gonna happen to me. If it does, someone will help me. Nothing bad's gonna ever happen, because I won't ever get stuck on my own. Someone will always help, or I can help myself. And if you don't run from it, you'll learn that nothing bad's going to happen to you, and you'll discover that by facing it, that doesn't mean anything bad's going to happen to you. Obviously, confronting fears and getting over fears is something that does take a little while sometimes. That's completely okay, that's normal. Just give yourself as much time as you need, but facing it, if you can bring yourself to face it, and if you just use your sort of mindfulness, like with your mantras and stuff like that, just to remind yourself it will be okay, that will help. And then once you've faced your fear, you'll think, oh, nothing bad happened to me. So there you go. My last tip for panic attacks is to say out loud or in your head 5 things that are around you. So it could be, I'll do it now. So I've got a TV, I've got a ring light, I've got my cooker, and I've got a glass of water. Have I got one more? I think I've got one more. And my cat. So just say 5 things that are around you. Just really focus on them. So you could do it slowly. You could go, I've got my TV over there. My TV is next to my skybox. Or I've got my cooker over there, which is underneath the microwave. Then next to it I've got a box of Weetabix. Just do it slowly and just focus on something else, and that will kind of help to get you sort of back grounded to where you are and just take it away from the panicking. So that is the end of episode 1. It was a bit of a difficult one because I wanted to do a quick introduction to Mental Health Mondays, which obviously took up a little bit of time. And also with general anxiety, there is so much to talk about. All the other episodes probably will not be this long. It's just because I wanted to cover as much as I could with general anxiety, because I know there are a lot of people who are struggling with that at the moment. So I really thought that was important just to talk about. Obviously, you know, it might not apply to you, but then next week's episode might apply to you. And I think next week I'm going to be talking about the dark side of mental health, because again, yes, it's a very deep one, but it is extremely important. I'm going to be completely real with you all and give you my best advice, because anxiety is something that I've struggled with a lot. And I do actually, this is another tip actually that I forgot. So just quickly, I think of my anxiety, and this is something that I've just learnt myself. I think of it as a person. I think of it as my twin, so it's a she. So this is my anxiety. It's just another version of me, but it's like the anxiety version. I think of her as my twin, and when it is getting too much, I say, shut up, go away. And it doesn't always help, especially when I'm panicking. That sometimes doesn't help. But if I'm just, say, sitting doing my makeup, my anxiety starts kicking in, and I think, oh no, and I just start having these like uncontrollable worries, I just say, shut up, go away, and come back another time. Because if you take control of it, that will really help. And it's not always possible to do, I know that, but sometimes it is. Like this morning, for example, I woke up, I sat and I was having my cup of tea and I was watching TV, and I was thinking, oh, and I started worrying about something. I was like, shush, let me have my tea, let me watch my TV, and I can worry about you another time. I'm now relaxing. Take control of it. Like I said, I know it is easier said than done, but if you can try, it might work for you. And I literally do think of it as a physical twin of mine, who is my annoying twin called anxiety. And people may think I'm a little bit crazy, but it does really help. Obviously, if you want me to talk about that in more detail, let me know, just message me and I will do that for you. But that is something that I do on a day-to-day basis. I just say to it, look, I'm busy right now, leave me alone and you can talk to me another day, or just don't come back. But obviously it's anxiety and it does tend to creep in every now and then, you can't help that. So anyway, I think next week's episode I'm just going to talk to you guys about the darker side of it, and I will obviously touch on depression, but like I said, I am not a professional. I'm just going to talk about from my experience and things that have helped me along the way and what I've struggled with. So that will be next week. And if you're more on like the darker side of it rather than just anxiety, then that episode will be for you. My anxiety I've had for such a long time that I just get bored of it now and it drives me crazy, but there's nothing I can do. But the darker, deeper stuff is more what I personally struggle with the most. And that's where all my demons lie, so we will talk about that next week. If there are any other topics that you want me to cover that I have not spoken about, obviously I gave you a list of topics that I want to try and put into episodes, then I've got all of those. But if there's any others, or if there's something you think I really want to talk about that like ASAP, just let me know, message me, comment below, Instagram, whatever you want. I really hope that this video helped you in some kind of way. However it helped, I just hope that even if you just take one tip from it, I'm just happy. That's what I've come to do. I'm not doing this for any other reason. I genuinely mean this, other than I just feel like I have so much to give in this sort of topic, because I've dealt with it for such a long time, that I just want to give you guys as much advice as I possibly can, because people struggle with mental health always, let alone with a pandemic on top of that. It's not just because of the pandemic. Obviously this is a real thing way before coronavirus, years and years before, but at the moment I think it's a little bit worse, and I think a little bit more people are struggling because this is so alien to us. Like, don't feel sort of embarrassed or like, oh my god, why am I struggling? We're going through a pandemic. Like, it's something we've never had before, and I will do an episode on mental health and the pandemic, or COVID, whatever, so don't worry, I will be doing that, and I'll be putting something together for that. As always, and I really truly mean this, if you ever need to talk to someone and you feel like you have no one, either go to one of the helplines that I'm going to be putting below, or message me and just say, can we have a talk? Like, I've been feeling a bit like this lately, what do I do? Like, just even if you just want someone to listen to you and not judge or anything like that, please message me. Anything that is said with any of these episodes are completely anonymous. I might even do like a question advice sort of episode as well, that might help you guys, just to send in some questions you have and I can answer those. I don't know how this is going to go, but hopefully it helps at least one person. Thank you so much for watching. If you watch my YouTube anyway, obviously I will see you on Wednesday for another video, and then Sunday. If not, if you're just here for the Mental Health Mondays, I'll see you next Monday. Please come to me if you need someone to talk to, or just reach out to anybody, any of your friends, family, dog, neighbour, anything, church, whatever. Just go to somebody. Do not ever suffer alone. Honestly, that breaks my heart. Like, please don't ever suffer alone. It's just not worth it. But always be someone that wants to help you and that can help you. Yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling because this has been a really long episode, but the other ones I'll make a lot shorter. Not like short, but not this long. There was just so much that I need to talk about in this first episode. I really hope you enjoyed it, and obviously I will see you in my next video, whatever video that may be that you want to watch. So have the best day, the best evening, the best week, and I wish you all so much love and strength and support and just all the good stuff. All these positive vibes I'm sending your way. I love you all so much, and remember, everything will always be okay. Bye guys.